Welcome to Trading Lounge and the S&P 500 for the, well, I normally do this video on the Monday morning in Asian time, Sydney time, but I'm doing it Saturday morning because obviously the market's fallen out of bed and we need to be on top of it. And also I want to be able to give you something to, think about over the weekend as such. So I thought that I would do it early. So we're pretty much on track now. The questions have been asked that if this is not an A and a B and a C correction here and then moving higher through here, what are we looking at? Can we look further to the downside? And I guess that's possible because I was looking at Goldman Sachs the other day, I think it was Thursday or something, Wednesday, Thursday, and this is just an intraday chart, but from the whole move down here, the COVID move, and then we can really clearly see that we've got 5 waves up here for the wave A and ABC for the wave B here, and then we can count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 here. Pretty sort of simple. So this particular count, I've got a bullish count for this too, but what I wanted to point out here is that from B to C here, the 61.8% is in this space here. So we could say if I gravitate to the closest largest number here, then that would be the 180. We know that 200 here is a major trading level here, so that's also going to be interesting as well. But I was thinking that, if that 180 is breached, then what it does, it makes this pattern here corrective. So, well, technically, if this market moved down below this B wave here, then it makes it a corrective pattern here. And in that case, it's quite easy or quite possible for it to, it might get more complicated, but in a nutshell, if that is corrective, well, then this is a whole continuation pattern of this trend here. And that means that it will make new lows down through here eventually. But I'm sort of thinking, that's okay for the banks too, because banks all around the world are, well, I don't know about all countries, but I know certainly in Australia, they haven't rallied much as well during this situation, and they're subject to further downside. They can make new lows, but other stocks can make new highs as well. But I'm just looking at one particular stock here that that's easy to count, and it just gives us a clear picture of sort of where we are with this in that regard. So it may just stick to the 200 here and then continue to move higher. I won't go into the bullish count for this just now because that wasn't the point of this exercise. It was just to show that markets can move lower. So we just need to be mindful of that. But as I mentioned before too, that when we're looking for any wave 1 to wave 2 move here, we are looking for it to be sharp and swift. And normally the A wave is the sharpest. And then the B waves it'll be 5 waves, 3 waves and 5 waves here. And if this move down here, this C wave down here, we want to see it on more of an angle. We want the A wave to be sharper, and then we want the C wave to be on more of an angle. If it's just as sharp, well, then we've got a problem at that point. But either way, as traders, we will be looking to be short in this space here anyway, especially if we do get 5 waves down through here. This is what we've been counting at the moment. If we get 5 here, that means that we'll get 5 over here. So we'll be short here anyway. It's not that we're going to miss anything. Sometimes we do miss things, of course, but generally we sort of, account for both sides of the market and move in when necessary. So let's just go in and have a look and recap what we've done yesterday as well. So yesterday we were looking at this here, counting the 5 waves down through here, and once that's completed, we'll be looking for a wave B and then a wave C down through here as well. But I have to say, this is really important. We must get 5 waves down here. If we don't get 5 waves down here, then this one becomes invalid at that point, and we could be looking at something else at that point. So this trend here, we can get 5 waves out of it, but it's not the best looking 5 waves I've seen, so I'm kind of leaving a little bit of a question mark about that. I'm going to cut straight through to the to the tick chart now for this leg here, and we just want to go over that again and catch up to where we are at the moment. So I'll just see what we can get in here. We'll need more than this. Right, so a little bit messy in here, but look, in a nutshell, we're looking at wave 1 here and wave 2 here, and we counted down as 1 and 2 here and 3 here and 4 here in green, and then we're moving down here in wave 5 for green for wave 3. Now we got most of this close. As you know, I was looking for one more little move down through here for this. So I probably made a mistake in one of these little structures here for this. Just going back over it now, but the only other way I can see it moving, and I have to double check this as well here. No, it just doesn't fit. Anyway, I've got a problem with that anyway. Look, it's probably not a big deal, but it's just one little wave. But I kind of like to know where everything is in that regard. So, but the clear point here is that we were on this low looking for a move up, and we were looking for wave 4 to move to the 38.2% retracement level. So it's done that quite nicely into that space. So that at least we know that it's working with the Fibonacci retracement levels and so on, because that's helpful to know that, because that way it becomes a bit of a stronger case in the next structures. So this particular move here, if I can just go over that, that would be, we could count that here as wave A on this high here, and the B wave here, and then you can see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 here. So that's how that would count there. But I've got a bit of a problem in here next. This is what we just sort of need to talk about a little bit. So technically, we should be looking at this as down for 1 here and back for 2 here, then down for 1 here, because we want to go from wave 4 down to wave 5, and we're looking for 5 waves in green to do that. So then wave 2 would be here for this, and that's roughly about the 61.8%. So is that one. So we can just go over that. We don't need that for a moment. So I'm just going to work through this with you here, just so we're on the same page. So we can see that we've got a nice retracement level here for that, and we need to just have a quick look at the next one. And we can see that we're above the 61.8% for this wave 2 here. So that would be the right thing. So in that case, we should expect the market to move down through here. So that's one way of counting it. The other way of counting it is just, I've only got a small window and a lot to get in there, but I do like using the tick chart. So the other way to look at this here is that this wave 4 is not finished and is over here, and this becomes wave C here, this becomes the A wave here, this becomes the B wave here, and this becomes a little ABC in this little space here for this, and then we start counting up here for 1. I think the just move these out of the way for a moment, because the thing is, you know, we know wave 4s, and this may even be a triangle pattern as well here. I'm just doing it simple here, so I'm just doing a sort of bit of an expanded flat here because the B wave took out the low here. So it's possible that we'll just take out the high here, enough to catch the bulls in this space. So there can be a trade up here, and that's cool. Oh, sorry, I've got the wrong one. It's still too early for me here. We have to use these ones, this degree of structure. That doesn't look like 61.8% there, but I'll just go with that. It's probably more around the wave 3. You can always kind of look to the previous high here, and wave 5 C of 4 here, and just taking out that top there will just trigger the bulls. The only way that we would enter this over here and then we would look for 1 and 2 and 3 down to here for that third wave, fourth wave here, and that's what will make the fourth wave a bit choppy and so on. So that will move down in that direction there for that. We'll need those over there later. So doesn't count very well as 5. I can get 5 out of that. I can't get out of that. So it's probably, I haven't probably got the right count here, because I know that that would have pulled back to 61 point. It's only pulled back to 50. That's cool. So there's a different count here, and this is overlapping that, but that might be okay because it's on a large number there. I won't worry about that just yet. It's not the end of the world, but we can look at so at this stage, we'll just go simply for the A wave, the B wave, and the C wave up to 3100 area through here for this. But this is definitely corrective in this particular space here. And this can also be counted as an ABC. So we can also end up, just to make things more complicated here, and this is what wave 4s do. So you can't blame me for this one. A, B, C, D, E. So we may end up getting, if we only get 3 waves up here, we may only get, copy that, we may get a D wave here and then an E wave over here for this. So an A, B, C, I was going to say that didn't look right. So might not go that high, and we just get the A, the B, the C wave here also in 3 waves, and then the D wave here in 3, and then the E wave here, and then we drop from that point. So that's quite possible, because this move here, I can count this here as 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 here for wave A, and well, let's just label that while we're here. Little A, B, and C wave here. And that means we'd be looking for, once again, we'd also be looking over here for an A and a B and a C wave here for this wave C here for this one. I'll put that back up here so we know where we are a little bit. So, yeah, so a couple of takeaways here. This wave, we know wave 4 can get complicated. We could be entering a triangle pattern through here for this, sideways through here, or if we get 5 waves straight up here, if I can figure that out, I'll put out another video. But in one way or another, we're looking for wave 4 and 4 here. And these are corrective patterns. So all of this that we're seeing across here is a continuation pattern. It's a continuation pattern of this move down through here. Okay, so we still need that wave 5 lower here. That's the takeaway here in this one. And yeah, so, and then after we've got that in play here, not that it makes it any easier that we've got wave A here, then we have to work through wave B here. So wave B, depending, we'll track it, but the good thing about this wave B here, it will be quite simple. Should just be an A wave, a B wave, and a C wave up here for that. Just a simple A, B, and C that can pull back 50 or 60%. So we'll keep an eye on that, but it should be just 5 waves, 3 waves, and 5 waves. So you can trade that up. But we're more important. It's more important to build into the short side over here, because let's just assume for a moment that, going back into the bigger picture here, So what we're looking for here, if I can just clean this up a little bit here on this 4-hour chart. So we're looking for some sort of A, B, C, D, and E in here, something like that, or maybe even go higher, and then wave 5 coming down here. That will only be short because wave 1 up here was short. So it'll only be short, and it won't leave this number here for a while. And then we'll be looking for the A, the B, and the C wave up into this space here. And that will be 5 waves, 3 waves, and 5 waves. So we'll be able to, the 50-60% retracement level is okay. Looking for the closest, largest numbers, okay. But it's more important to track the internal structure here for these. So this 5 waves in here is what we're really be gunning for in here. And then we need to start building in here. As soon as we get the first impulse wave down and that pulled back up here, then we've got 5 waves here, then we know that we're going to get another 5 here. At least that will get us down to get our first smallest position at break even, and then we can just look to build in through this. Now, it might be a simple C wave down here to the 2800 area, or it may be a much more bearish situation here, because I've got to look at everything. I don't care about being right or wrong. I just care about being on the right side at the right time. I don't want to have, I want to try and rid myself of emotion. I kind of want to think like a scientist, really. So the thing is that either of these could happen. So we really need to be on it here. We need to build in some positions in here. They only need to be small. We don't need to overdo it. And then we need to build in under here once this number here is rejected here. And then we'll look at the structure to see how quickly it moves down. If it moves down fast like this here, then we'll only take a small profit here, if any. And if it's sort of taken an angle down here, well, then we'll lock it in down here and we'll get ready to look for the first impulse wave on the other side over here. And then we'll start building in over this side over here for this. And we'll take this one to the upside. Okay, so a lot of work to do. Like I mentioned the other day, we weren't really interested in trading any of this in here, or chasing it down at the last stages of it. You'll only end up, you get lucky, I guess, but yeah. Anyway, that's it. That's all I have to say, and I wanted to put that out a little bit earlier to give you something to think about over the weekend, as such, because it is important. This staying awake at the wheel here for all of this. Alrighty, I'll leave it at that. Thanks for tuning in, and thanks for the support. Much appreciated. Cheers.